Push, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I know you're based out of California, man, and I can see in the background that it looks California-ish. So how's the whole quarantine situation for you?
Oh, it's not so bad. I have a 10-week old daughter, so just been pretty much in baby mode anyway. So it hasn't really affected me all that much. Other than that,
Well, I know the band recently came out with the music video, an awesome music video for the song Right Here, Right Now, that actually included healthcare workers. So what made you all include them in this video?
well, we just thought the song being about kind of living in the right here and the right now and in the present and really enjoying, every moment for what it's worth. We really wanted to kind of honor the people that are kind of really putting themselves on the line and putting their health and their safety on the line for so that everybody else can continue to live a somewhat normal life. And so it made sense to kind of incorporate the essential workers and the people that are doing that and are still out there, keeping everybody safe, keeping everybody fed, keeping everyone's Amazon boxes showing up at their houses for random things that they're ordering.
That's essential, man.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean that's what it was, and we just felt like it all made sense, and so yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And I saw there's actually a Twitch account or a new Twitch account for the band to connect with their fans. So what kind of interaction can they have with you on that platform?
Yeah, the Twitch thing is something that I specifically have been kind of putting a lot of time into, and it's a lot of it is we've been just doing some gaming and stuff like that and playing games and the thing is if we've been getting all the people that are subscribing to the channel, we have them jump in the game with me and we play, chat, have a good time. Just they can ask questions or whatever they want to do, and it's just been another way to kind of interact. But I also have been doing some acoustic sessions over the channel and playing some of our new music. So we're just kind of using it as a place to kind of experiment and just a different way to reach our fan base and kind of make sure that they're not forgetting about us and this time of quarantine and just getting out, reaching out, and basically just finding new ways to kind of interact. And I think that's really been the biggest thing about doing it. So it's been really cool. We're already at almost we're at 130 subscribers already, and we're really it's really been going well. So happy with that.
Dude, no one's gonna forget about y'all. Like everyone needs Iration during this time.
I know, and we have a new album coming out, so we're just trying to stay connected because this is normally the time of the year where we'd be going on tour and missing out on that this year. It's just it's important that we stay connected.
And another way that you all have been staying connected with your fans is a podcast that I've seen that you recently started called The Uplifter. Do you want to explain what that's about for our listeners?
Yeah, the Uplifter is a podcast that initially started with us doing a live Zoom meeting that we recorded, and we had people that could join in and watch and comment and chat, and we just kind of transitioned that into just a podcast, just because we found that it was the most important part of it was just the what we were talking about, and it was just easier for us to kind of get it produced and out to the people in a timely fashion. And it's just us talking about a different topic every week, but some of the topics would be breaking down some of the new music that's coming out, kind of breaking it down from the whole songwriting process from start to finish, all the little pieces of the song, the little musical tidbits here and there and how they came about. And then we'll kind of transition that into talking about random stuff about touring or the road or
Yeah.
funny experiences or stories, and so it's just it's just another way for us to kind of connect, and try and stay connected to our fan base while we can't tour.
That's cool. And yeah, I'm a big fan of the podcast. And I noticed on the cover art of the podcast, it includes the new logo that was used on the last album. And I saw like this logo is actually used on the Coastin album as well. So how'd you all come up for the idea for this logo?
Well, we hired a artist to kind of help us with it, but yeah, they basically came up with it. It's the, there's, if you look at it, there's waves, and it looks like mountains, and basically there's five kind of lines that are like signify the five of us in the band.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also five mountains on the big island of Hawaii where we're from. So there's a lot of like latent, there's a little meaning behind the signals in there, in the logo. But it's just become kind of our standalone logo for the going future. And it's I think it looks pretty cool. I think it's
Oh, it's
clean
a
and
sweet logo. Yeah.
yeah, it looks good on a t-shirt, so that's always good.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, since this whole quarantine, I've been working on my golf game recently, and I
Oh.
know you're actually a big golfer. I follow you on Twitter, and you're always posting stuff about golf. And I was curious, do you get a chance to play while you're on tour and stuff?
I actually play more on tour than I do when I'm at home probably now, and I haven't actually got to play since we were on tour in February. So it's been a few months. It's the longest stretch I've gone in years.
Oh, man.
Just because, obviously my daughter was born, and so I've been,
Mm-hmm.
dealing with that, but also the quarantine. So the courses that I usually play are closed. They've been opened back up since, but I just haven't had a chance. So my wife is I've been talking about golf so much, so she's kind of like, you need to play already, and she's ready to get me out of here and stop me talking about it. So,
You got to get some at least putt stuff or, to work around the
well,
house.
I bought a net for my backyard, so
Oh,
I at
nice.
least have been hitting some shots into my backyard golf net, which it's
You're not too
it's hard to
rusty.
know if you can kind of feel if you hit it good, but you can't really tell what direction it's going.
Oh,
So
yeah.
next time I play golf, we'll see what happens. But
Yeah. So, what are some of your favorite courses to play while you're on tour?
oh, I mean, there's a lot. We get to play at a lot of different places. We're really lucky to have friends that are, get us out into courses that we probably shouldn't be allowed to play. But we get to play like places like that are famous, like TPC Sawgrass in Florida, where they have the tournament every year. And we've gotten to play Pebble Beach, and some of the more famous private courses like Pine Valley and Cypress Point Club, and places that are considered the best golf courses in the world. So
Mm-hmm.
we're really lucky. We understand how lucky we are to do that, and we just, it's kind of a hobby of ours. Is when we go on the road, we try to find cool golf courses to play, and maybe lesser known places as well. Um, and it's a fun day off thing. It just gets us out of the bus, gets us in nature, and yeah.
That's cool. And I know you guys come down to South Florida, play a lot too. So, yeah, I
Hmm.
definitely recommend we have awesome golf courses, especially where I'm at in Palm Beach County. We
Oh
have
yeah.
some of the best golf courses.
Oh yeah, I know the area well. Yeah, we
Oh,
have
yeah.
some friends down there, and we've done Sunfest a couple times and
Yeah.
played a bunch of shows down in South Florida. But
Oh, yeah.
love it down there.
Mm. Well, I got to talk about this upcoming album, Coastin. I got a chance to listen to it before it's released, which will be in a couple of weeks. And I have to say, this is my favorite album. Like, Time Bomb was my favorite album from you guys, but this is probably like my best favorite album from you all. And I'm just curious, is there a theme that you all were going for that's different from the previous albums?
Yeah, I think with Coastin, we started the first song that we really kind of wrote in the process that we felt was strong and was Chill Out. And I think that song's been out for a year now, but
Mm-hmm.
just the vibe of it and the feeling of it, we really liked. And the second song was a song called Zen Island, which you've heard on the
Oh,
album. And
my
that
favorite
was
song.
really
Yeah.
nice. So the vibe of those were the two songs that kind of came first, and the vibe of those songs was something that we really liked, and we said, let's Zen Island was kind of what we were calling that song, and it was just what we called it just because it felt zen-y.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Zen imagery in the song as well, but
Yeah.
it became this thing of we wanted it to feel like Zen in that it has this mystical, lush vibe to it, but it also has an island
Mm-hmm.
feel, being the reggae feel.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the whole vibe of what we started with. And then we just kept going with that. And we just really wanted the songs to feel good. And we wanted them to to give you a vibe and give you kind of sink you into a place that made you feel something, as opposed to writing a lot of different sounding songs and songs that are very standalone. They're kind of all over the place. The last
Hmm.
album was a little bit like that, just because we wrote it over such a long period of time, 2 years, and so this album we really wanted it to be a little bit more cohesive, and so we just tried to stay with that vibe. Obviously, it still kind of does a little bit of a journey, and there's different
Yeah.
sounds and different styles and things like that, but we really wanted to make an album that felt timeless, and that the music wasn't a particular, when you listen to it, particular to like a specific time, or kind of fad in music at all. We wanted it to just, you could play it in 2030 or 2035 and it's still relevant.
Yeah, it's something. It's definitely different from the previous albums. I binged through all the albums, and every once in a while I'll go back to the albums again. And yeah, it is something different. You guys add different mixes of genre of music into that album that at least for me, that I haven't heard from the previous albums. But yeah, it's an amazing album. I know I'm talking a lot about it, but yeah, it is an awesome album.
I'm glad you like it, man. That's seeing that you're a fan of the music and that you like it. That makes that's awesome. I'm glad, because we really haven't. You being one of the first people to hear it, like, it's good to know, because we don't know what the fan base is going to think until we put it out there. I know they like the songs that are on it so far that we've released, but you give it, you never know until it's out there in the world. So it makes me feel a little bit
Oh
better.
yeah, don't worry about this album because this album's gonna like go through the roofs, man.
Nice, nice.
I heard on the podcast that the song Smile was dedicated to two friends that passed away. Could you share a little bit more what that song is about?
Yeah, that song. I mean, of all the songs on the album, I would say "Smile" is probably the most different,
Hmm.
stylistically and just topically, just because we had friends that we have had over our lifetimes that have passed away through different reasons. One of them was our friend Kyle, that we grew up with in
Hmm.
Hawaii. He was a Navy SEAL, and he came back and he ended up shooting himself. And I know it's a kind of a downer, but we wanted to remember him in a way that was positive, and and honored him and for who he was. And we also had a friend
Hmm.
named Annie, that lived in Santa Barbara with us, that was hit by a drunk driver. And so, there are kind of dark topics and stuff that people don't really want to think about, but we know that in life everybody deals with loss, and we just wanted to make a song that's therapeutic and maybe puts a positive spin on it. So it's like, we talk about what happened with them
Hmm.
and how it is very sad, but we also talk about, like, maybe somewhere down the road in some other place, we'll get to meet up with them again and have them,
Yeah.
share their outlook on life again, and tell us, like, to remember to smile and enjoy life, and don't fret, and don't focus on the negativity of what happened to them. Focus on the best parts of who they were, their lives, and kind of the lasting impressions that they left behind, which were the good things. And I think that's just a good lesson for anyone that has loss in their life or loses somebody. It's just to, don't focus on the bad part about it. Focus on all the happy thoughts and memories and the things that you had from that person. I think that helps you get through those kind of events in your life.
Yeah, that's amazing, and it's one of my favorite songs. I mean, I have almost all those songs are my favorite songs, and yeah,
Nice.
that's a meaningful song. That's a deep song.
Yeah, yeah. We kind of put it towards the end of the album, and we put it next to "Move Forward" because we wanted it to be like,
Hmm.
okay, we have this song about loss, and then we have a song "Move Forward" that's about going forward in life, and yeah, it's all tied in. There's a journey there that is, once you've gone through it a few times, you kind of get it, and you kind of see the flow of things. So
Yeah, yeah. And also on the podcast, I've heard it mentioned that there's also a song dedicated to your daughter. So which song is that?
that's the last song. It's called "Learn From Me," and it's an acoustic song. I wrote it before my daughter was born. So I was at home one day, and I just felt like I needed to write something to her, and before she was born, and kind of it's about me bettering myself because I'm going to be her role model, and it's kind of an ode to parents, and that thought process of like I'm going to be a dad, which
Hmm.
is something that's both parts exciting and terrifying.
Yeah.
uh, when you're spent your whole life worrying about yourself and maybe one other person, and then you become second priority, and so it just it's a self-explanatory song. I think it's pretty straightforward, but
Hmm.
yeah, it means a lot to me. Obviously, I'm excited for people to kind of hear the finished version, because we did post a acoustic version of me playing it, but I'm excited for everyone to kind of hear the full version of the song.
It's a great song, and I like you're really exposing her to that Iration music at an early age. You have her in the music video too, and you had the
Yes.
song, and I think I saw something on YouTube posted it for Father's Day. But yeah,
Yep.
it's good. You got to expose them at an early age to that music that can really relax you.
Yes, yes. It's funny because when she was really young, my wife was playing the new album,
Hmm.
and she was crying, and my mother-in-law was like, "Yeah, babies don't really like modern music," and so we still kind of joke about that. It's super funny. But she said now, like we get in the car, and or my wife will get in the car and play it. She loves it. So
Oh
I think
yeah.
they love that, like that beat, that heartbeat,
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff that makes them relax.
Yeah, yeah. And Iration's music definitely is relaxing.
It's the ultimate test. You play it for little kids and see if they like it. If they do, then I think you're good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Every friend that I have around, I gotta test them out to see if they're really a chilled person. Everyone can say that they're a chill person, but I gotta play some songs from you guys just to really test them out.
It's the chill test. I love it.
Yeah. Chill out test.
Yes.
So after this album drops, what's the plan for the band next?
Well, we're kind of talking about it right now. We're trying to figure that out. I think we have a plan to tour next year. Hopefully, things are figured out a little bit more by then. We do have a plan to go on tour. So we're kind of just figuring out how that's going to look, what that
Hmm.
how that's going to be for us. We're trying to figure out ways. We're planning on doing a live stream
Oh, nice.
on July 9th, hopefully before the album release, so that we can play some of the new songs live. People can kind of get a taste for us playing live again, even if
Yeah.
it's just a live stream. And then I think I mean, to be honest, if we have all this time off, we'll probably start writing again, and just try to keep the flow of songwriting and music coming. Because as soon as the way that the album cycles go now, it's like, yeah, you basically need a new album every 2 years and at
Yeah.
least, and so we'll just continue writing. I think we have plans on doing a live album as well. So
Nice.
yeah, a lot of just keep the music flowing, keep the creativity coming, and really don't this is not use it as much as a vacation, but just keep working, keep
Yeah.
staying on it.
I would love a live album. I'm speaking for myself, but I know a lot of people would love a live album from you guys. I know you had that acoustics album, but yeah, a live album would be sweet.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have been asking us for the live album, and so it's something that we've been meaning to do for a while. So we're just we're getting to the point where it's probably time to really dig through all of our live recordings and just get it done.
Yeah, yeah. Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Well, we're at a recurring segment in this podcast called Words of Wisdom. So this question is share with us a quote that you live by and tell us why.
Whew. Um, I would say the quote that I probably try to live by is a quote by the Beatles, which is, "In the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make," and that just whatever you put out there into the world, you get back. I think that's true, and I think that's something that our band in general has always tried to do, which is put
Hmm.
as much positivity into the world as we can, and make sure that our music is doing stuff that helps people, and whether it's get through hard times or feel better or relax, or whatever the case may be. That's always been our prerogative, and I think if you do that in general in life, you're doing good things. You know, you're not hurting anybody. You're not out there bringing anyone down, or doing any disservice to any person or thing. And I think that's just a good way to live your life. And I think it's true. I think if you the amount of love and positivity you put out, you get back. So
You guys must get a lot of love because there's a lot of love that comes out of your music, man.
probably more than we deserve, but we're not complaining about it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's amazing. But before we wrap up, is there anything you want to share with our listeners?
No, I think that's it with this. The album comes out on July 10th. So, if you haven't pre-ordered it or pre-downloaded it on your streaming or whatever it is you listen to nowadays, go grab it or buy it if you feel the need to. I don't know if people do that anymore, but buy it on iTunes. But yeah, and if you're into Twitch or into that kind of stuff, come check out the Iration channel. I'm on about every other night or so, kind of in the evening. So you're on the East Coast, so it'd be a little bit later for you.
Yeah.
But I try to get on as early as I can, as early as the baby will allow me to. And and yeah, so that's about it. Other than that, I mean, just check out all the things we mentioned, Uplifter and all those avenues.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of stuff right now that people can connect with you during the whole quarantine. So yeah, this is why you guys are probably one of my most favorite bands of all time, is just because your connection and just how you make people feel so positive within themselves. But yeah, you guys are amazing.
Nice. Well, I appreciate that, man. That's awesome. That's the ultimate compliment.
Yeah.
That's really is what we're trying to do. So it feels good to know we're affecting. Anytime somebody tells you that, it's awesome, because if you are affecting one person, and it's worth it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Push, thank you so much for doing this interview with us and talking to us. And for our listeners, definitely grab that Coastin album when it comes out, because it is amazing. I'm listening to it every day, all day.
Nice.
That album is a sick album. Again, it's my favorite album. I'm probably gonna keep on listening till probably for a good year or something, man.
Great.
Sick album. But
I love it. I'm not even sick of it, and I've listened to it probably more times than you have. So that's a good sign for me. Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you so much for joining us in Irie Chat, man, and best of luck on everything.
Thank you. Appreciate it.